Hi, this is Marcos. Well, we are gonna start a new project today. It's called RetroBasic. The idea is to create a basic interpreter that you can choose the flavor of basic that you want. Because I don't know if you know, but because basic it's an old language that we almost don't use anymore. But it is an old kind of language. In that period, each kind of computer, 8-bit computer especially, they had a little bit different kind of basic. So the idea is to create one system that could interpret any kind of basic that we can code it. Okay, so first we're gonna create a project in the C Lion. The idea is to create it in C++, and my intention is not to create the fastest one, but something that I can have fun doing. And if you would like to see the project or try to help me, I will put the link of the GitHub of the project in the video description. Okay. My first thoughts was about how could I simulate the old computers, including the screen and so on, in modern computers. And it was difficult if you try to create something that will control the hardware as BASIC did in the past. So the idea is not to have a hardware emulator, but to implement the language. So first we need a screen so that everything is going to happen. And how could you perform this in a screen? Well, we're going to create a window, and this window will use some kind of library that I could draw graphics on it. Well, there are lots of libraries that they do that, but I did a research and had some kind of game libraries, and I choose the SFML because, in my opinion, of course it's just my opinion of it, I guess it's easier. So first let's create the project. New project. I will create it in the C Lion. Oh, let me choose here the place. C Lion projects, coding, and okay, RetroBasic. Okay. Well, to talk about the SFML, I'm not gonna use it for games and so on, just to have access to the screen, to the keyboard, so that we can see what's going on, and then later we can do something on the screen. Many flavors of BASIC, they had the text mode and the graphic mode, so that if you implement the graphical interface, we could do it with the SFML. So I guess it's a good solution. Installing SFML is beyond the scope of this project, so because there are lots of walkthroughs in the internet and videos explaining how to do this, so we're not gonna do this. Okay, so if you want to code with me, don't forget to install SFML first. Okay, we need a font so that we can create the screen. And the font that I'm gonna use, it named Consola Mono Book. It's a TTF file, so we need to have it in any place. So let's start here creating a folder. Okay, the directory. I will call it assets, so that if we later want to change the font or implement anything, it will be there. So now let's copy the file to this asset folder. Okay, here's the file, so I need to put there and copy it. Okay, so now I have Consola Monobook TTF. That's there. We don't need to install it in your computer if you don't want. Just copy to the asset folder and that's it. Everything is gonna work. Okay, now that we have it, we need to change the CMake list file so that we can add the library, and I want to create a little script so that we can copy the asset folder to the folder of the build folder of our project. Okay, so let's start here. So I'll need to add a library. The name of it is sfml underline graphics shared imported. Okay, need to be imported. Now it's okay. So set target properties. So sfml graphics properties imported location. Okay, I will put my imported location where the library is installed in my computer, but if you are using in your system, you need to locate the file libsfmlgraphics.so and you put here. Okay, in Windows, I guess that you just need to put the folder of you installed sfml. But I'm really not sure because I don't work with Windows a long time ago that I don't use it, so I don't know if I can help you. In my opinion, Windows for developers is not a good solution. So let's put here. So the lib folder x86 64 Linux GNU libs sfml graphics.so. Okay, so that's it. Now I need other two files, so I will copy this just to change it. Good. So now I need the sfml window. Okay, let's copy this here. So window, and here window. Good. And now let's duplicate this again, and we need the system. So sfml system. Okay, copy here, change it here, change it here. We are almost done. So target link libraries of my RetroBasic project, sfml graphics, sfml window, sfml system. Okay, to develop the system, this is what you need to do, but I will do something a little bit more. That it's a script that will copy the assets folder to the build or the debug folder. So how to do that? So you need to add custom command. The target will be the RetroBasic, the name of the project. Post build, so this is what will run later. You build first, then it will run it. So it's a command, and it will be the a cmake command. Okay, and this command will be a copy directory. Okay, so which directory you're gonna copy? Well, it will be the cmake source dir. Okay, so this will include here the folder of your project, /assets, the name of our, let me check if I created with uppercase or not. No, lowercase. Assets, let me check again. Assets, the same, need to be the same, so assets, good. And it will be copied to now we'll have the target file dir column RetroBasic /assets. Okay, so that's it. So this I will, oh, I have an error here, let me find it. Source dir, no, let me check because there is a curly brackets here. Let me check again. Open, close, huh, this is not supposed to be here. Okay, so now we click in this icon. It will like compile this to check if everything is okay. So we have no error. So now we are gonna work in the screen. Okay, I've already told this, but you could clone our Git and have access to this code. The Git address will be on the video description. Don't worry about that. If you just want to pay attention, and later on you can clone the Git, and you could see the source files. Okay, the first block of this project is the text screen. Okay, so the idea of text screen, you need to have the character. So this is a little bit strange because we usually don't think about it, but in this kind of problem that we need to solve here, we have to think about it. So the first thing that we need is the let's say a little letter on the screen, and this letter or character need to have some properties. For example, the background color, the foreground color, and a property that will say that it is inverted, it's normal, it's blinking, because there are lots of basics that they have there. And so we need a screen that is prepared for everything. Of course, in the future we can revisit the code and change it if necessary. But we need to start it. Okay. One thing that we need to think about it is that the character can't be a char. because if you are going to start using Unicode, you can't use char, because char is only 1 byte and Unicode needs 2. And in my case, it's a little more problematic, because as I live in Brazil, when there are some words that they have accents on that. In English, as I know, only the word facade that you have a cedille in the C. So in our case, it's a little bit more difficult, because in Brazil we have lots of it. So for that to be achieved, I will have a string for each character. Later on, if we think we can think it over and change it, no problem. But now we're gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna create here a folder so that we can start with the first class. This folder, I will call it system. Everything that is for the system will be here. Okay, for what I think about system is a screen, memory that we need to simulate, and so on. This kind of classes. And we are going to start with the char cell. The char cell, it will be a class, but just to hold information. So I don't need to create 2 files, the .c and the .cpp. Only the .c will be enough. So let's create it. New header file. Okay, so let's call this char cell. Okay. To see make project. Okay. And now let's start. Let's start with a class. Class char cell. Okay. Public information that we're gonna have is the std string ch. Oh, you don't know what is std, so include IO stream. That's it. Okay. And the color of it, and the colors be in the namespace of the sfml. So sf color, foreground color. Oh, you need the library, don't worry. So include sfml graphics. Okay, very nice. And now, oops, I have a typo here. Okay, that's it. So sf color, background color, and I have an int property. Okay, so that's it. Now we have the first class of it, that is a char cell. So it's a cell that is able to you are able to store here character, foreground color, background color, and the property. The property we'll discuss in another class, because depending on the flavor you could change this property. Okay, now we need to create the screen. I will call it screen buffer, because it will be a buffer of the screen that will be printed on screen 60 times per second, so 60 frames per second, or FPS. That's the idea. We need to have an enumeration for the properties. This enumeration we are gonna put in the screen buffer file, but later on we can change it, because if any other flavor needs the information, we're gonna put here. Okay, good. Another thing that we need to do is to create some functionalities. We need an initialization. We need a way to clear the screen, to print the window, to set a character in the screen, to go to a new line. We need a cursor and a way to get and set its position, some way to turn the cursor on and off, a function to scroll the screen, and to use some character accidents, so as I am in Brazil, and maybe a way to write a string on the screen. So we need to achieve this. In the system folder, new class, now it's a proper class here. The name of the class is screen buffer. Okay. First, we need to include SFML graphics. We need to include include char cell. Let's create this enumeration. It will have ch normal, maybe 0, ch inverted. So in the normal, you put the character that you want, the foreground color, the background color, and that's it. The inverted is the character, but the foreground and the background will be exchanged in this situation. And the ch blinking, the idea is to use the same routine that blinking, the same routine that we use to put the cursor on the screen so that it could flash. We are gonna flash the characters that have the blinking property. So these are the properties. Okay, so screen buffer we need, so public we need an init method clear screen method print screen method. Okay, another method is set string. Okay, so a way that we can put any kind of screen or any kind of string in the screen. So we need first the line that we want to put it, second the column that we need to put it, the string that we're gonna use it, the property that will have a default value of ch normal. So only if we need different, we're gonna put it. And we're gonna have two colors that will be the standard. Foreground is white and background is blue. And I will store it in RGB, let's say RGB values, okay, in integer variables here. So foreground red is equal to 255, foreground green will be equal to 255, foreground blue it will be int foreground blue equal to 255, and now the background. So I will copy here just to change. Okay, red, green, blue. Now it's background red. That will be a 0. Background green, that will be 0, and the background blue will be 255. Okay, so that's, let me put here so that we can see. Okay, so that's it. This is the set screen. And I will have another set screen. So let's copy here. So we're gonna overload this function, so set screen, that I will not provide the line and the column. What's the idea? The idea is to put in the same cursor position. So where is the cursor is where the string will be put. Okay, very nice. Now I will copy these again. We're not gonna override it more, but as the idea is the same. So set character, so it will be inline, column. Okay, we're string with the character, the property, and everything is the same. So, but now we have a character and not a string. Very nice. So you need a way to have a new line. We're gonna store the cursor position in a vector 2 of the SFML. So sf vector 2 of int get cursor position. This will have a const method, void set cursor position, int line, int column. Okay, void cursor on, void cursor off. So we need a way to turn it on and off. And now I'll have all the accents for, at least for Portuguese. If you want to include any other language that you want to implement, just tell me and we do it. So I'm not gonna type it because it's very long and many letters here. So I will just paste it here and we can discuss it a little bit. Okay, so the idea here is the C deal in uppercase and lowercase, all the essence of the letter A in uppercase, lowercase, the letter E, the letter I, O, and U. Of course, to teach you Portuguese is very, very, very beyond the scope of this. So don't worry, we're gonna talk about this too much. But the idea is that we create here is a constant and the Unicode code for it. Okay, so don't worry too much about it. It's not difficult, but it's cumbersome. So let's continue here. We need a variable that unfortunately we need to exchange this internal information with other parts of the project. So maybe there is a better way to do that, and if you think that you have a better solution, comment here. Okay, so render window. We have a property for the frame, the frame counting. Boolean show equal true. Boolean show cursor equal true. Okay, this will start like this, and we have some private functions. For example, to scroll the screen, so the user is not gonna scroll the screen, only the functions that we have here in the class, so it will be private. Another one is, it's a function to check if we need to scroll, so check line column. So we'll pass a reference for the line, a reference for the column, and if it's necessary, it will scroll and everything. Okay, so now we can create the proper screen. So char cell screen. What's the size of it? First, it's a matrix, and as a matrix we need to choose how many lines and how many columns. Usually in BASIC it was 40 colors, if I'm not mistaken, in the older ones, and the new ones they have 80 colors. So we need to imagine a value here, because the idea is not to reproduce the exact hardware, is just to interpret the commands of the BASIC. So 29 lines per 80 columns. That is nice for the size of the screen that we're going to create. Okay, we need a font. Okay, we're gonna create it's a kind of variable for the text that we're gonna use it. So now we have here vector2 of int cursor position. Okay, SF rectangle shape, that will be the cursor. Okay, so it's a shape. Const int screen lines, so we don't have magic numbers in the file. Const int screen columns equal to 80. Const int frame rate equal to 60. Okay, so that's it. Now let's implement the code in the screen buffer file. Okay, first we'll need the IO stream here, because if I have some problems I will just print in the screen. Okay, so let's start for the init. So screen buffer init sf video mode dimension 800 by 600. I guess it will be okay to many screens that we have nowadays. So the window will create. The window will be created with the dimension that we've already created, and the name of the window will be RetroBasic 0.1. Good. Later on, we can create a variable for the versions and so on. But now let's see if it's gonna work. First, window.set frame rate limit frame rate. Okay. Maybe you are thinking, isn't it better to have a greater frame rate? Well, in my computer, it's not a new one, it's a little bit old, so it will work very nice in this frame rate. Okay, but if you want, just go there in the .h right here and change it to 120 or whatever you want. Okay, so frame equals 0, that's what I use, and show equal to true. Okay, so now let's load the font. So if not font dot load from file dot slash assets slash console mono book dot ttf. Oops. So if I have an error, it will give me a false, and not false will be true, and it will enter in the if. So std common error loading fonts. std and line exit failure. Good. So if I have a problem, I will know it. Else, let's have the text variable that will be used for the text that we're going to put in the screen. Set font, the font that we've already loaded. Text dot set character size 17. If you want to change it, no problem, but you need to test if it's not gonna be too small or too large for your screen. Text dot set fill color, color white. Okay, so the text will have the standard of being white, but you can change it. Okay, this is the text, and now the cursor dot set size. The size will be sf vector to f 10 to 20 pixels. Okay, cursor dot set fill color sf color. It will be 255, 255, 255 with 200 of transparency of alpha. Okay, and then it will call the clear screen. Very nice. So here we have the init. Let's put out this clear screen and let's try to test it. Let's see if it's possible. Of course, this is just a test, so in the main we can do this just to see if it will gonna open a window here. Okay, so I use trim, include system screen buffer. Okay, let me put it out. So we're gonna create the screen buffer, screen buffer, screen buffer, screen buffer dot init. Okay, I only have this, so the init will create the window. And now let's have here a loop so that if you see to see if the window will open. So while screen buffer dot window dot is open, okay, so event to event, let's process the event. This is for the SFML. Okay, we need an loop to see that will be on until we click and close and to close the window. And then we have here, we need to pull all the events. So while screen buffer dot window dot pull event. Okay, so for now just one event that I think is necessary. If event type equal to sf event closed. Okay, so if I click and closed, screen buffer dot window dot close. Okay, for now on just this. Let's see if it's gonna work. Oops, I have an error here. So the libs SFML graphics, let me see that. I think I have an error in the CMake list. So the graphics, oh, I have a typo here, I guess. Here, it's lib SFML in all of them. Okay, if you type right, it works. If you type wrong, it's not gonna work. That's the way it is. Okay, let's play again. Building, build finish, success. Here is the screen. Okay, so first it's working, just open the window and the window is here, so that's it. Let's close it and the program stopped. Nice, very, very nice. Let's continue screen buffer.cpp. So now screen buffer clear screen. Okay, so the clear screen will put the cursor position dot x in the column 0, the cursor position dot y in the column in the line 0, and now we're gonna put everything. We are gonna clear all the vector, the matrix indeed, that we have here to clear everything. So for int line equals 0, line less than screen lines, line plus plus. Okay, for int column equals 0, column less than screen columns, column plus plus. Okay, and then in the matrix screen line column dot pj color will be equal sf color blue. Okay, duplicate it. Foreground will be color white, is the standard. White. Okay. Let's duplicate here. So now it's the character will be an empty, and let's say it's not an empty screen, but a string. It will be a string with a space there. And screen to finish, line column dot property equal to ch normal. Very nice. Okay, so this will put a blank space in all the matrix so that we can print. So now void screen buffer print screen. So I will count the frame, so add one frame. Every time that we call print screen, it will add one frame to this variable. Why? Because if the frame will be greater than the frame rate divided by 2, so the frame will be 0, and the show will be not show. So the idea is that we have the frame rate of 60. So every 30 frames, we are gonna change the show to true, false, and we're gonna print the cursor based on that. Okay, so that's the idea. Here we need some variables, so std string str sf color, foreground color, sf color, background color. We need a property and a rectangle shape. So rec sp sf vector2 f10 is 20. Why do we need this? We need this so that we can, let's say, have a way to, for example, invert the screen. So this will be used in this situation. First, window.clear to the standard color. Oops. Window.clear sf color blue. For int line equals 0, and now we're gonna pass in all the matrix and print all the lines and columns of it in the screen. So screen lines less than screen lines line plus plus. For int column equals 0, column less than screen columns, column plus plus. Okay, so first we need to get the string that's in this screen. Screen line column ch. Why do we have to do this? Because sometimes we want to change some of the values depending on the property. So that's why we're going to extract first. FGColor equal to screen line column FGColor. The BG color will be equal to the BG color. The property will be equal screen line column dot property. Okay, so now if property equal to ch normal, what do I have to do? So the text dot set string sf string, we're gonna convert the string from utf-8 str dot begin str dot end. Why do we have to do this? Because I'm gonna use the essence. So the Unicode needs to convert it to UTF-8 so that we can have the accents. So text dot set fill color, the foreground color. Okay. Then we have the rectangle to rectangle sp set fill color, so that we can draw not only the inverted that I've already told you, but to have the background color of this. So BG color. Okay, I have one. It's more than necessary here. BG color. Now the text dot set position. So we have the column times 10 because the width of the character is 10, and the line times 20 because the height of the character is 20. And now the rec shape set position is the same. Okay, so this is because the property is normal. Else, if property equal to ch inverted, so what do I have to do here? I will copy it so that we don't need to type it everything. Okay, so the string will be the same process. Let me put here so you can see. But here we invert, so this will be the background color and here's the foreground color. Okay, the rest is the same. Very nice. Else if property, oops, I have a typo here, equal to ch blinking. Now I have something a little bit different, but first let's copy everything here. The idea is that you are gonna you at least now you can't have an inverted and blinking. So it's inverted or blinking. So the text string is the same. Here is the foreground color, here is the background color, and the rest is almost the same. So first, if show, I will have here this, the text, the set screen, the fill color, I put it here, and the set position. Only if it's show. If it's not show, I will just put here the rectangle. Okay, that's it. And then when we finish the else if here, window.draw first the rectangle shape, so the background first, window.draw the text. Okay, and let's put the cursor. If show cursor is true and show, okay, first we're gonna use it only if the show cursor is true. If we put show cursor to false, it's not gonna enter here. So the show cursor needs to be true, and the blinking process that we have here in show will continue. So we need both. So cursor.set position, cursor position.x times 10. Sorry for that. Cursor position dot y times 20. Okay, and then we're gonna draw the cursor. Very nice. And to finish it, window.display. Very nice. Okay, I guess we can test it, because here I'm calling the clear screen, and here I guess that we can change here in this inside the loop screen buffer dot print screen. Okay, let's test it. If we have a blank screen, of course, but this time it needs to be blue. Okay, compiled. Hey, and look, the cursor is blinking. So we have another success, but we need to finish the others. Very nice. Okay. Now the set character, screen buffer set character. Let's just start with this. Okay, so first we need to create the color, because I have here 3 integers. So color foreground color equal to SF color foreground red, foreground green, foreground blue. Okay, let's duplicate it, and the background will be background red, background green, background blue. Okay, so now screen, let's put in the line that I informed, in the column that I informed in the function. The character will be the character that I put there, and the foreground color will be the foreground color. The background color will be the background color, and the property will be the property. Very nice. And then column plus plus, because if I put a character there, I need to go to the next position. So the column plus plus. So check line column. Let's check if line and column are valid. If it's not valid, we'll arrange everything, we'll see. And then cursor position dot x is equal to column, cursor position dot y will be line, equal to line. Okay, that's it. Very nice. Continue. Let's create now the set string that I put the line and column. So screen buffer set string with the line and column. Okay. First I will copy everything here, and later we just use as we need. So let's create the color of it. And now if line is greater than or equal to screen lines, so the line is greater, prior to put everything there, we're gonna call the scroll, and line will be equal to screen lines minus 1. Okay. We need a variable here. I will explain later. Escape equal to false. You'll see. Don't worry. For auto ch from the string for each character of this the string. So if not escape, okay. Again, I'm gonna put this from here. Let's put here. Not to be, oh, it'll be ch here, the same ch. So we're gonna put the character here, the foreground, the background, the property. No big deal. Else we'll copy this line here, and now I'm gonna explain to you. Okay. If we have an accent, indeed we're gonna have 2 characters for it. Okay, so I will put the ch plus equal ch, so we're gonna add an escape be equal to false. Okay, so that's it. It starts with false, and it could come here to have false. Let's see here in this screen buffer so that you can see. First character, second character. Every time that I have an XC3 here is the escape. So it will inform what the screen needs to do with it. Okay? So let's continue here. Where am I? Oh, Jesus. Let me copy to the right place here. Ah, man. Sometimes it's not here. It's here. Okay, now it's good. So we start as being not escape, and it comes. If not escape, just print here. If it's escape, just add the second character there. Very nice. So now here we have another if. If ch is equal to \xc3, it indicates that I have an escape. So escape equal true. Okay. Very nice. And then I have another one here. If not escape, I will add one character to the column, and every time that I mess with column and lines, I need to check it. Column, line, column. Okay. I'm typing wrong there. Simple mistake here. Okay, and then column plus plus, check line column, set the cursor position, dot x equal to column -1, cursor position dot y equal to line. Okay, now I can just erase this. Very nice. Now the screen buffer, set string, put this one here. Okay, it's almost the same. So I will copy all the code so that you just see the difference here. So first we need the color, and I'm gonna have a line here, into line equal to cursor position dot y. Okay, so if the screen lies, I have the scroll and so on. Okay, very nice. And then later, because if I scroll, maybe the column will change, so I'll get the column later. Column equal to cursor position dot x. And now the rest, I guess, will be the same. We could put this in another function, so on, but I will let it here so that we can test and so on, and later we can try to solve the problems, and that's it. Okay. Now the get cursor position. So screen buffer get cursor position, return cursor position. Okay, let's code the scroll. Screen buffer scroll, for int line equals 0, line less than screen lines -1, because I will lose one line. Line plus plus, for int column equals 0, column less than screen columns, column plus plus screen line column will be equal to screen line plus 1 column. Okay, and then we need to clear the last line. If we copy, so we have to clear the last one. Column equal to 0, column less than screen columns, column plus plus, so this screen in the ends of the screen lines, column dot ch equal to space. Then we have here the foreground color equal to SF color, FG color, white. The background color will be blue, and the property will be ch normal. Okay, so this is the scroll. Now screen buffer check line column. So now what do I have to do? If column is equal to the screen columns, is that I added a character in the end of a line. So it passed to the end of the line, so it would need to go to the beginning of the line. So line will add 1, the column will be equal to 0. If line equal to screen lines, I will scroll, and line will be equal to screen lines minus 1. That's it. So the checkline column is ready. Almost finishing. So now screen buffer new line. So cursor position dot x will be equal to 0. Cursor position dot y plus plus. Check line column cursor position dot y cursor position dot x. Okay, as it is a reference, if we change it here, it will be changed there. So if we change it here, it will change it in the cursor position. So that's it. And the last one will be screen buffer. Oops. Screen buffer set cursor position if I want to explicitly change it. So cursor position dot x will be equal to column, cursor position dot y will be equal to line, and check cursor position dot y cursor position .x to check if everything is okay. Very nice. Now let's go to the main CPP to add some features here so that we can test. Okay, so we have the init. Let's turn off the cursor. Let's the cursor stay there, then we are gonna turn it off later. Okay, screen buffer dot set string line 0 column 0 RetroBasic 0.1. Screen buffer dot set string line 1 column 0 ready. Screen buffer dot set string line 2 column 0. You see the result will be very nice. Okay, just us. Let's see. So we have here the text, the greater than sign, that will be where the cursor is so that you can type. Of course, it's not ready, it's just a way to see it. So everything's gonna start like this. Good, let's test the others. So then, now let's turn off the screen buffer dot cursor off. Screen buffer dot new line screen buffer dot set string, but not using the line number. Now testing the color. Okay, so we have the ch normal. Now I need to inform it because I'm gonna change the color. 50 by 50, 47, 12, 100, 200, 190. Okay, so I don't know which color is this. I've just putting something here so that we can see. So let's play. Oops, screen buffer, let me see here. Cursor off. Oh, I didn't program it yet, so we need cursor off and cursor on. So just a minute, we are gonna do this. But let's see if we have here the situation that I'm testing. Okay, another color, and the cursor is right here. Very nice. Let's change another. Let's test another thing here. Screen buffer set string, now with the line 10 column 30 inverted, but with the standard color, so ch inverted. Okay, let's see if it's working inverted. Wow, it's working. Okay, and now screen buffer set string line 12 column 10. This irritates too much. CH blinking. Let's see if it's gonna irritate us. Man. Now let's change the here. Let's create here the cursor. Screen buffer, cursor on, show cursor equals true, void screen buffer, cursor off, show cursor false. I guess it's only this. Let's see here. So the text needs to be blinking, but no cursor. No, the cursor is not working. Let me see here what's wrong. Oh, I'm a little bit dumb now. If we don't run it, it's not gonna work, huh? Let's run it. Man, I'm crazy. Now it's working. Okay, so we're gonna stay here, and in the next video we're gonna work in the editor so that we can type something, anything, and see if the scroll is working and everything. Okay, so see you there and keep coding.